All right, and Hope's joining us too. Hey, Hope. Welcome everybody to our goal setting for June. So this is something that we're gonna do, meet weekly and kind of check in on our goals. And also we have the 3, 6, 9, 12 times at, I'm gonna mute everybody, hold on.
Right now.
Hey, Tammy.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, it looks like she doesn't have any clothes on.
I know. I said that to her earlier.
Okay. We're pretty informal, Keisha, if you're wondering. Okay, so goal setting for June. We had the biggest month ever, you guys, in the history of starting Plexus and on our team. And Plexus as a whole, of course, had the biggest month ever too. And the more I'm doing this, the longer I'm in it, and the more systems that are thrown at us and trainings, the more I realize that it's nothing to do with our success. It's all about each of us, like what we do. And so intentional working every day, whether it's 1 hour a day, half an hour a day, or 5 hours a day, that's what's going to get you to your goals, and consistency. And the ones that quit will never, won't get there. And so it's great that we have all these tools, but sometimes we let it overwhelm us, right? And raise your hand if we've been there. And I'm guilty of it too. Yeah. So all we need though is to set some goals, get your list of people, and talk to them, post, offer opportunities. I'm going to put some people on the spot tonight a little bit too, so I hope that's okay. So I want you to think about what your goals were, are, I guess, or were. I've been in it 5 years, so I can say were. When I started, I didn't even think about this as a business, right? And just to think, my why kind of changed all the time. At first, I just wanted to get healthy. And then once I realized, wow, I feel better, no headache, then my why changed to tell others because I was so passionate. And then it was, oh, I'm getting paid. Why am I getting paid? And then my why changed. It was still kind of to help others for a long time. And I don't think I really realized like it was a legitimate thing that you could go to the top of this company until I hit probably gold, senior gold in there. And a lot of growth and development, as you guys know. And goal setting is something I've learned, if you don't write it down, you don't attain it. So we're gonna spend some time writing down your goals. So whether you have a notebook or a fancy goal sheet, you're gonna write down what your goal is for this month. It doesn't have to be a rank. It can be, helping 3 people to be silver, and write their names down. Maybe you wanna enroll 3 new ambassadors. So let's write down what your goals are for this month. And like I said, the forms are in the Business Builders group, which if you're on here tonight, I'm going to add you to the Business Builders because that means you want to have goals if you're not in there. So I will add you. So you can run these off too when we get off of here, because there's separate ones for silver to gold, gold to senior gold, each rank up. So I got to find the right one. So maybe it's too, like maybe you haven't been consistent in posting. Maybe that's your goal too, like, because there's activities, following up, time you spend, and self-growth and development, of course. So let's just take a couple minutes to write down your goals. So even if you can think of like 3 people you want to get to silver or 3 people you want to get to super silver to help them, go ahead and write their names down. Maybe it's product lovers who always say they don't want to tell others about it. Even write their names down, okay? Tammy, I keep crying. Okay. All right. So did you get your goals down? Thumbs up. All right. Now tell me something that you've learned through this process. So we have people from all different levels. We have a brand new ambassador. She shared her first post today. Did you get some comments? Keisha? Good, good. So she has some connections now. Good, good. Leah's probably the next newest one, right? So Leah's at a little different level. Leah, what can you tell us about what you've learned since you started as far as being successful? And
yeah, consistent in posting on social media or whatever form you use, or consistent in reaching out. But for me, it's been Instagram and Facebook, and being consistent with that has really helped just people. And I really use stories the most, and if you don't use stories, you should use stories on social media, because that's what everybody watches. People don't really read posts that much anymore. They're watching your stories, and you can save your stories too. I still post posts, but stories is where everybody's watching things. So yeah, I'd say being consistent and being patient, very patient with people, and really go into it being, wanting to know about them and their where they're at with their lives and where they want to be with their health and their lives, and helping them achieve those goals through Plexus, whether it's the products or the business side of things. So.
Yeah, and asking more questions like, tell me more, or, have you heard of Plexus, and have you heard of gut health, and finding out what level they're at is so important. I never used to do that. And if they're not ready to try, it's like, would you be open to watching a video from one of our last, wellness events? There's an education opportunity, right? So send, share, invite through stories. You do a lot of sending before you get to invite sometimes, right? Yeah. Anyone? Megan, how about you?
I would say very similar to Leah. Being consistent is huge. You might feel like you're not capturing, the people that you want right away, but if you keep going, people are watching. And you hear it from others like, hey, this person's been watching you, and you have no idea because they're not liking your posts. But if you keep posting and you keep being authentic with your stories and explain what it's done for you, people are like, wow, like that's helped her do this, or sharing other stories is just, it's going to grab someone's attention. So being consistent, authentic, and stories are amazing too. Like I use a lot of stories, and polls, like, if they, vote in a poll, it works. I have some robots that like on my polls still, but it works. So then you can at least reach out to them, and they might say, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But then it's like, well, hey, have you heard of Plexus? It's a good gateway into connecting with them.
And I know, Megan, you do a lot of FaceTimes with people and a lot of coaching through that, and sip and shares, right?
Yes.
I mean, Zoom, whatever.
Yeah, FaceTime is huge, because especially with showing the back office to a new person, I will FaceTime and then I'll flip my screen. I'll have my back office open and I'll be like, hey, like this is what the back office looks like. This is where you can find your Plexus perk points. This is how you can change your subscription if you want to change it next month. And that is so important, because if you don't go through those steps, you're going to lose people because they get confused with what's a subscription. I don't like this, or And I made that mistake when I first started. I wasn't doing that, but I'm learning and it works. So get on the phone.
It's just like when we're presented something in a group of 300 people. Do you catch it? No. You know, it takes that individual instruction. And I was talking to Andrea about that today. I said, you know, it's a lot like your special education. I mean, we all learn differently. And so it's just taking time to say, what do you need help with? Where are you stuck? You know, and just start them with reaching out to people. Just, you know, offering to send a script or a sample script, right? Some people need that. And getting them to our 3, 6, 9, 12 is huge, I think. Just getting them comfortable to attend, because it's scary to attend for some people because they don't know what to expect, right? But everybody feels better walking away from it because they got some work done. And it's really focused on customer care, supporting the send, share, invite system, and just doing the work. So, yeah, thank you, Megan. Anything else? Nope, good, okay. And anyone else want to share? Drea, I think maybe you want to share kind of what you've discovered this last couple weeks.
For me, I think that the biggest thing that I realized, well, I had a mindset shift, and I think that was everything for me. I just needed to change my idea of what I just had to make goals and jump in all the way. And I think that changed everything for me. And then I just assumed that people wouldn't want to share. You know, because when they signed up, they didn't really act like they wanted to. And so I just assumed that was always the case. And they needed a little nudge. And now they're so glad they did. And I'm so glad they did, because they've both helped so many people. And if I wouldn't have given them the nudge and said, I'll do the work, let's just invite some people, let's get your products paid for, and now that has snowballed into like, gosh, I could do this, you know? So
in fact, we can probably put Alyssa on the spot, because Alyssa is one of those. Alyssa, you've been on? Yeah, she's here. Yep. Alyssa, where do you live again?
What?
Where do you live again?
I'm in Sawyer, North Dakota, kind of by Minot.
Okay. You've been on the products a little over a year, right?
Almost a year.
Yep. And Andrea just reached out to her, and you kind of really didn't want to, right, Alyssa?
No, and she's like, we should do a Zoom. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I did, and I said, we might have one person there. Then I ended up having 12, so it all worked out.
And you signed up 6 or 7?
6.
6 in 2 days?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now do you have any of those that are going to probably do the same thing, duplicate that?
I think some will. Some made it clear that it would just be, you know, they'll just only do the products. And that's kind of what I did for my first year. I didn't really share much or anything. And
yep.
Then
and that's
decided to post on Facebook, and that's kind of where it went.
Yeah. And it's scary to post on Facebook, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you never know what people are going to think, but that's where it takes us to keep on, you know, offering, you know, help. Like, you know, how about, because I too get people say no, but if I say, can I post something and tag you about your story? A lot of people will say yes to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's another option, especially if they've had success on the products. I mean, that's just, it could help one person, you know, depending on what.
I was one of those that I kept watching Drea's post, but I didn't like reach out. And then there was one that caught me like a year ago, May. And then that's when I reached out to her.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when we reach out to people too, you know, if she would have reached out earlier, do you think you would have been open to trying?
I don't know. I think,
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to say, I guess.
Or at least maybe go to an event or have a sample or something.
Like maybe check it out more or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Okay. And Andrea did 3, I think. Did you have 3 this last week? I think she did. Yeah, 3.
3 what? 3
3
Zooms?
events, 3 sip and shares.
Well, I went to Leah's, and then
Oh, yeah.
I was going to have that one, and we didn't have any at that one. And then the other 2 were super successful. And Leah got out of hers too.
Yeah, Leah's really used it to take advantage of training her ambassadors too. She's requested to do a couple Zooms where we just go through the products and go through the chart, and I think that was very well received. Would you agree, Leah?
Yeah, especially I did one with one of my ambassadors is my mother-in-law, and she had signed up 3 people. So we just kind of talked about the triplex, each of the products, and then a couple other things, the vital biome, and gosh, I can't remember what other ones, but I think it was just nice to make sure everybody's hearing the same message about those products and how to use them and how to maybe adjust how they use them, things like that. So that was helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good. And anyone else want to share anything that's been working well or questions? No? Okay. We're only going to go half an hour. So I hope you have your goals down. And then what I want to do is have, I'm open to sitting down and drawing out, like picking which people you're going to get to silver and kind of drawing out how that's going to look and how your point projection would be. But that's easier to do individually. So I want you to reach out to me and let me know when you're ready to schedule a time. And they'll only be like 15 minutes just to quickly go over it and see what you need. And that's it. We also have an accountability sheet that's in the files tab in the Business Builders group. I'm going to share the screen. So I think some of you have already seen it. It's been in there. It's the wrong one. I have to search it here. It was up and I don't know where it went. Do you guys realize that from the 1st of May to the 27th of May, we added 35 ambassadors? And then in 4 days, we added 22 more. Do you think we put the accelerator on at the end of the month a little more than we do the beginning of the month? I think so. Okay, do you see the Business Builders?
Log into Facebook.
No,
Huh?
Log into
It
Facebook
didn't
login.
switch again? Oh, it's spinning like crazy tonight. Okay, now do you see Business Builders?
Yep.
Okay, so you go to the Files tab, and there's 2 different weekly accountability sheets. So just take a peek at those and see if that's something you want to use for accountability each week. Because on Sunday nights we'll come back and we'll screenshot your accountability sheets in the comments when I post about it, so that, and then share our wins and kind of what our progress has been during the week. So I'll just kind of show you what they look like. This is one example. They look pretty similar, but you just would put, like if you fill it out tonight, today's date to next Sunday is our next one. And then your 3-way calls and chats. When I did this, I would write the names into the ones that I'd want to call. And even if it was a 2-way call, I would put their name in there, and then I would just color in the heart when I got it done, or I'd highlight it. Your big scary goal, your week goal, so the goal for the month, and then how you're going to accomplish the goals. Well, that's not a lot of room, but try and write a few ways. Your total numbers of ambassadors on your team, how many are ordering 100 PV, and then points to achieve your next rank. So how many you need to get there. And I usually go from the end of the month before, so I toggle it to the end of May where you're at and write those amounts in. Hone in on how many people were not at 100 PV, so you kind of know how many you want to like work with during the month, because you want to educate them about what maybe they're not taking the products right, or maybe they started for health goals or gut health and they're only ordering one thing. Well, getting them on different products is probably going to help their health, so you want to just start educating them about trying some new products. And then also the perks, they're not getting the perks. A lot of people don't know about that. So it's just that opportunity to educate and focus on the health goals. Like when you started, this is your health goal. How is that going? How can I help you? Oh, have you tried the block? Have you tried the active? Active, you get 50 extra points when you're with perks. And it looks like you don't have perks because you don't have your subscription over 100 PV. So it just really opens the door for education. I haven't had anybody be upset that they learn about perks. They're always like very excited that they earn free products. And then your new customers this week, I usually put tallies in is what I always did. Because you know how it is, you like to check something off. And then new level ones for the week, and then total new ambassadors on your team for the month. And I usually did tallies each week for that too. And then at the end of the week, kind of assess what went well, what you're going to work on next week, and then your positive affirmation, and really focus on even, if you need to, write it out and put it on the mirror. And we do positive affirmations in our 3, 6, 9, 12 group as well. And then identify 3 people that maybe are committed, that they want to, earn some extra money. They want to help some friends get their products paid for. They can be silvers very easily just by helping 3 people. So I think the weekly sheets are good, but if you like using a different form, I'm not going to make you use anything, but that is there for you to utilize. Okay, so I'm excited. June's going to be amazing. I just know it. We have so many rank ups. And when you get 5 points, rank up points for $99 welcome packs that are only $89, we never used to get that, you guys. I got to Emerald not having that. A lot of us got to gold. Karen got to almost senior gold, not having those 5 rank up points. That's huge. With the $89, you can get 5 points to rank up, plus you're getting the pay points, and then you're getting the business builder bonuses for the BBBs on the weekly payouts. And then we have our stimulus money, our initiative, where it's extra $100 for every 3 people. And now we have senior silver. That's a new rank. I thought it would be called super silver, but senior silver, that's an extra $150. And they finally made it part of the comp plan. So that's exciting. I know Leah messaged me a couple of weeks ago, why did I get $150, Marla? I'm like, I don't know. Because I always forget about super silver because there's no written documentation anywhere about it. There hadn't been. And so now it's official. So I'm glad that, and they never used to honor it at all. The last couple of months they were, I guess it was since December, the poinsettia. So is there any questions about anything? Are we excited? I'm excited. Let's see how many we can get by next week.
So
And-
Marla, we are still using the Get Healthy or Happy Healthy?
Yep, same, everything's the same.
Okay, perfect.
And then we've been asking that in the Jewel thread, don't change it up, because I almost want to run in a tunnel and hide when the new incentives come out, you guys. I'm just being totally honest. Because there's usually 16 things you have to remember.
Well, I have another question. Now, if somebody enrolls an ambassador and they don't purchase a welcome pack, can they, how long do they have in order to get that welcome pack, get that price at the welcome pack?
I think it's 30 days, but you're going to have to check the details, check the fine
Okay.
print.
Okay.
And then when they will log back in, it's at the top. It'll say order your welcome pack.
Okay.
Is where they find it. So
One thing that did change though was the slim, right? They get 2 slim microbiomes and then 2 slim hunger controls now instead of the 7-day slim.
oh yeah, that's different.
That's one thing that did change.
That's right.
So,
I kept forgetting to mention the 7 slim anyway.
I honestly did too, but I think it's really cool that they're doing a mixture of both because then people
Yes.
can try them out, see what they like. What
Is
works
that
for
in a
them.
welcome pack?
It's a
No.
welcome pack.
It comes with every welcome pack.
What?
Yeah, it's new from last month. They got a free 7-day trial of the hunger control. This month, it's a free 2 microbiome and 2 slim hunger controls.
And so this is what we need to start doing automatically is saying, why don't you take those 4, think of 4 friends that you, or more, and let's get on a Zoom and share about this. And they can drink their pink drink while they're learning. You could do that right away. And another thing that I've been really pressing upon people is getting your new ambassadors to log in right after they order. You're in your website, so why don't we go ahead and go to new ambassador checklist, go through everything. It'll take you 3 days or it's broke into 3-day chunks or less to just go through everything so you kind of know what the opportunities you have. Even if you think you're not going to share, you're going to share because you're going to love these products and you're going to tell somebody about how great they are, and then you're not going to know what to do. So here we're going to prevent that from happening by hopping in there. And then when your products come, let's get on the phone or get on a Zoom and I'll help you get through your products. So by then you can also touch base. What did you think? You know, what's really working well is getting some people together. Oh.
What's going on?
Oh no. Tammy, you weren't muted. But what's really working well is getting some people together and sharing, you know, talking about the products, and then you can get your products paid for. So just offering that to everybody, the small Zooms is where it's at. Because what happens during the process is that person then also gets comfortable talking about the products a little bit with people. Well, like Alyssa, if they're product lovers, Alyssa is very comfortable now, right? I mean, she has 6 ambassadors she's working with now in 3-way chats. So it really helps with confidence, and you just build relationships big time. And in this business, we help strangers. I mean, we do. It could be, not always, but we have to be open to loving on everybody and just helping them rise up. And the Joyome is something too that in your health, you know, when you talk to people, making sure that we fall back on that. Sometimes, I know I forget to sometimes because we didn't have Joyome when I started for 3 years. So always, you know, resorting to talking to both audiences with that when you're, but yeah, that's, I think all that I wanted to do for this Zoom. Unless anybody has anything else. We have, if you want to do launches for people, we have the content. I'll just help you find the content and figure out which ones you want, and you just load it in a group and schedule it. And I can go live on any if you need help. And there's lots of us that help each other out with lives. And we have the 3-day, you guys saw the calendar. The calendar's posted. The 3 days are the 2nd Tuesday and the 4th Tuesday. So keeping your notifications on and your Glammy Gutsy, that's where the updates are going to be. And then the business ones, there'll be posts in there once in a while for more business focused. Okay. So did you see, so it's Sunday nights, 9 o'clock is our next accountability Zoom. Okay, should we take a picture? Tammy, pull your shirt up. There we go. All right. You guys, let's get as many people as we can on these products and helping them on this journey if they're financial goals and health goals. So, all right. And hopefully you'll be on tomorrow morning. How many plan on coming on tomorrow morning for half an hour? 3, 6, 9, 12. All right. Or 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Okay.
Marla, can you stay on for a second when you're done?
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys. Bye.
Bye.